I read this book from Napoleon Hill called Outwitting the Devil. And he breaks down if the devil was trying to stop you from achieving your dream, from moving forward, how would he do that? And one of the biggest things that he talks about is delay. And I want to break that down because we justify this so much. We build these stories in our head and it feels so real. But when we think of what delay does, actually, again, by Napoleon Hill in a different book, he talks about having a burning desire and this being really important in order to move forward. And that delay kills that desire because we put it off, and then next thing you know, a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, and that thing that felt so important to us is slowly fading away. So that's what delay does. So we gotta make these things that are important to us important to us. And how we do that is by prioritizing them. There's this analogy that I love. I don't know if I have, no, where someone takes a jar and that jar is your calendar. And you put the big rocks in first, because if you fill it with all the little rocks, there's no space for those big rocks to go in there. And our actions is what show us what's important, not what we think. This reminds me of a time when I was actually learning Spanish, and I was just like doing the activity, and I noticed I wasn't progressing. And that's when I realized I was just checking off the box. I wasn't really present to what I was doing in that moment. So where in your life are you delaying? And take away any ideas of what that story is, just for a moment, just as an experiment. Let go of the stories and just see with your actions, where are you delaying and how can you change that? Giving yourself permission to not justify it, to just only look at your actions. This has helped me so many times because I've seen this creep into my life. I can think of growing my business, and I'm here also taking care of my dad. And I started to hear that voice come in and justify this thing that I wanted in my business. I was justifying putting it on hold because, oh, I got to take care of my dad and do this. And I even said that to someone and they backed me up. They're like, yeah, of course. But of course it can be both. I can support my dad and grow my business. And when we shift into this like either or constrictive thinking, as opposed to really leaning into what is it that's most important in my life, am I moving towards that or not? That can help us see ourselves much more honestly.